Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of July 4th, 2018. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Hopefully you have a fun and safe 4th of July this year. But 4th of July falls on New Comic Book Day this year. And despite that being a holiday, stores should still have their books. We almost didn't. As of Tuesday morning, our pallet that had our books on it was still down in the LA area on a truck that wasn't going to move at all. And actually, they didn't know where it was at first. So we luckily got our books thanks to one of the employees at Elusive Comics, who we share a pallet with. He flew down to LA from the Bay Area, rented a minivan, drove back up, and got us our books. So we spent last night into the early hours of the morning processing all the books for Comics Conspiracy to have everything available for you guys today. A lot of stores did a midnight release party for this 4th of July due to the fact of the big book that comes out today, and that's the first one on my list, and that's Batman 50, the wedding extra-sized anniversary issue. Yeah, some people did a midnight release, so if we were doing a midnight release, there was no way we could do a midnight release. So yeah, but Batman 50's out. Now, since Sunday, there's been a huge just backlash against DC for Batman 50 because it's marketed a certain way, and DC decided to not do necessarily the best thing that they could have. We talk a lot about Batman 50 on the Comic Conspiracy Podcast, episode 359. There'll be a link in the description below. I would check that out for more on Batman 50. But I actually got to read a preview copy of it on Monday. It was amazing. It's fantastic. You definitely need to pick it up. It is just so good. Tom King has done an amazing job on Batman. 50 is just... it keeps getting better and better. There's a plethora of great creative artists on the book, and so there's a lot of contribution to this book. It's very, very well done. I highly recommend people pick up a copy, check it out. It is well worth it, especially since it's going to lead into something. And Tom King has gone on Twitter recently to say that, you know, his plan is 100 issues on Batman, and to me that's like, no, I want more. But if we're only halfway, I really want to see what else he has in store, because his Batman run has been fantastic. But go out there and get yourself a copy of Batman 50, regardless of what you've seen on the internet. Anything, read it for yourself, and then decide whether or not where you fall on the love it or hate it scale. So yeah, I love it. So yeah, that's me. Next up is the book you should read after Batman 50, and that is Catwoman Number One by Jolie Jones. I am super excited to read this. Jolie Jones is an amazing artist. They've done a couple sculpts of her artwork. I have her Harley Quinn statue right here. Amazing. They have a Supergirl. They're coming out with a Batgirl one, as well as a Catwoman one from her designs. Is it Batwoman one, or am I thinking of something else? Well, I know the Catwoman one's coming out. I want them to do a Jolie Jones art statue from Catwoman in her wedding dress. I seriously... DC needs to get that made. It needs to get made. Yeah. That's all I can say about it. So I'm really curious to see where Jolie Jones takes Catwoman in her in this series. We haven't had a Catwoman book since the one ended from New 52, so I'm really excited to see Catwoman having her own book again. Jolie Jones, a lot of people don't know her. I would highly recommend, if you want to check out some of her work, picking up her Lady Killer series from Dark Horse, or pick up her Supergirl Being Super book. That's just amazing. She did the art on that. I can't remember the writer's name on the Being Human, but it's fantastic. Definitely something that if anybody's curious about Jolie Jones or likes Supergirl or just wants to read something good, you should definitely check that out. Moving on. Next up, we have The Curse of Brimstone, number 4. Again, this new age of heroes that DC put out kind of really fell flat. I mean, it fell just on its face. I've been enjoying the books that I've been picking up. I know that they're not going to be around forever, but they're nice little mini-series. Curse of Brimstone's okay. I'm curious to see where the story goes. It's nothing that's groundbreaking or earth-shattering. It's entertaining. So if you're curious, I would recommend checking out some of these New Age of Heroes titles for yourself. But it's not something that you need to commit to, because they're okay. Nothing is blowing anything out of the water. New Challengers, I would say, and the Terrifics, probably the top of the crop of those books. But yeah, you can decide for yourself if you want to check them out. Next up, we have a free book, which is DC Nation issue 2. DC has started to release their DC Nation, which is kind of a articles and previews and solicitation thing. Just it basically feels like part of a Wizard magazine. It's great. I love it. But yeah, you can snag a free copy at your local comic store, or I know they have it available on Comixology for free, so you can go and download it there. There's actually a link on my conspiratorbrock.com page on my list. If you just go there and click on it, you can go pick up a free copy of that digitally through Comixology. Next up, we have Rick Remender's Death or Glory, number 3. I enjoyed the first 2 issues, so I'm curious to see where that book goes. I'm not a big fan of a lot of Rick Remender stuff, but I've enjoyed some of it. So basically, yeah, we'll see where it goes. Next up, we have Green Arrow, number 42. Better Than is the story arc that's going on now. Green Arrow has to track down Parasite. Interesting hero-villain mashup there, Parasite and Green Arrow. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. Next up, we have Green Lanterns number 50. Yes, that's another 50 issue that hit 50 today. I've been enjoying Green Lanterns. It's really good stuff. This one's by Higgins, so I'm curious to see what he has in store for Simon and Jessica. But yeah, good stuff. Next up, we have Harley Quinn number 45. This is Sam Humphries taking over, and it's not a first issue, but it's the first issue of a story arc where Harley Quinn is apparently going to the Fourth World. Yeah, so I'm curious to see what Humphries has in store for Harley, and see if this is shaking it up at all. Next up, we have Scott Snyder's Justice League number 3. The first 2 issues of Justice League were really good. I'm curious to see where Scott takes the team. And yeah, I'm just super excited for it. Really solid stuff from Scott. Yeah, definitely one you should pick up this week. Next up is the last issue of the Man of Steel miniseries. If you have not yet checked out Brian Michael Bendis' Man of Steel, you should. It's been really good. I'm actually behind. I need to read issue 5. But I'll read 5 and 6 all at once. But I've enjoyed the first 4 issues of it, even though the second issue kind of faltered a little bit in consistency. 3 and 4 were really, really good. So, yeah, Bendis is going to be taking over Action and Superman after this, so I'm really curious to see where he decides to take the Man of Steel going forward. Next up is a book for my daughter, and that is Tangled, the series from IDW. This is issue 3. What can I say? My daughter loves Rapunzel, so I got to get Rapunzel stuff. Next up is another book from the New Age of Heroes, and that's The Unexpected, number 2. The first issue was okay. Very kind of out there in what you're looking at. I mean, it's all these weird characters that I've never even heard of. So I'm really curious to see where this goes. It's by Steve Orlando, so I'm curious because he does really, he normally does really good work. So we shall see. But again, I don't expect the unexpected to be around much more than 6 to 8 issues. So there's that. And last up on my pull list is Xerces, Frank Miller's Xerces. This continues the stuff from continuation from 300 stuff. So yeah, so it's good. It's okay. It's on issue 4. There's only 5 issues of it. Most likely, what'll happen is I'll get issue 5. I'll read it, be like, okay, and then I'll get rid of my stuff on eBay like I normally do. So yeah. So if you liked 300, I recommend checking that one out. Okay, so there's a bunch of variants this week. So yeah, but Batman 50 had a handful of variants you could pick up. The first one was an Andy Kubrick variant for issue 50. I think this is probably one of the worst. Oh, sorry, it's not Kubrick. It's Art Adams. It's probably one of the. I picked it up because I wanted to. I wanted to show that kind of difference in that this issue is a Batman issue, and it's a Batman Catwoman issue technically, and they just had Batman on the cover. I really wish they would have done a Catwoman on the cover, or if they did a Batman cover, just straight Batman like this, make available a just Catwoman cover like this that's open order available for stores to order and so on and so forth. I know there's tons of store exclusive variants for Batman 50. Some are Batman themed, some are Catwoman themed, some are both, one is based around the engagement ring. But the fact of the matter is the ones that you release to the general, open order, it's a little weird. It stands out. It's like the sore thumb of the set of variant covers you can pick up. The next one is a Jim Lee cover, and that is an awesome Jim Lee cover with Catwoman and Batwoman, Batman and Catwoman. Sorry, late night last night. So, but I picked that one up. Awesome cover. There is a sketch 1 in 100 variant for that out there. So if your store got enough copies, you may be able to snag one of those. Those tend to go for a fair amount of money. So yeah. We have some at Comics Conspiracy. I want to get it, but it's hard to pull that trigger. Then then Batman 50 came with a blank sketch cover, which I actually snagged 2 of, but I snagged it. Apparently, they're supposed to rip off this protective cover paper on the blanks, but they didn't on our Batman 50s. So I actually got one, or we ripped them off, most of them. I kept one with it on. It's kind of a waxy paper. I was curious to see what it is, so I kept it like that. But those are the covers that you can get regularly for Batman 50. The main cover, the Art Adams cover, the Jim Lee cover, and the blank cover. You can also get the 1 in 100 if your store ordered enough copies and you have enough money to blow on it. But the base covers are those 4. Next up, Catwoman had 3 covers this week. One was an Art Germ cover, which, holy crap, that's an awesome Art Germ cover right there. Art Germ is doing a cover for number 2. I'm already pre-ordering it. It's awesome stuff. That's how you sell variants. You put artists like that on the variants and make them open order. And then, of course, Catwoman came with a blank cover, which I snagged 2 of. They actually ripped off the covering for the Catwoman. So, but I grabbed 2. People go, well, why are you grabbing 2? Blank covers are always good to have in case you go to a con and you can engage with an artist and they can do a sketch on it for you. Then it's very personalized. Then it's your copy. I know people that buy them to have somebody draw on them to them flip them because they're rare. To me, it's something that if you're really into comics and you're really into a creator, like an artist, it's definitely something like, hey, I want you to draw the cover for this book that I bought, and I bought an extra copy, so I can get you to draw the cover for me, or personalized cover, or just a once in a lifetime cover thing, or whatever. Yeah. Next up, we have Harley 45, had another Frank Cho cover with the Fourth World theme going on there. And Justice League number 3 had its Jim Lee cover with Hawk Girl. So, yeah. So, lots of stuff this week, comic book wise. And also a large graphic novel week this week. So, I'm still not done. First up on what I picked up this week for graphic novels is Animosity Volume 3. This is the Volume 3, The Swarm, by Margaret Bennett. She does an amazing job on Animosity. I wasn't a big fan of her DC Bombshells run, but I like what she does in Animosity. I think it's really, really good series. I pick it up in trade only. Yeah, I mean, the other 2 are out, so if you're curious about it, check it out. Next up is Volume 1 of the Grant Morrison Batman. This is the Batman Grant Morrison Omnibus Volume 1. This collects Batman 655 to 658, 663 to 683, and DC Universe 0, and 52, 30, and 47. So this is the first volume. My guess is there's going to be another volume. I don't know if there's going to be 3, but it looks really nice. I like it. The cover, the side design is really cool. Yeah, so I'm really excited to get to reread the Batman Morrison stuff. I have the issues. I'm debating whether or not I should keep them or get rid of them. Yeah, I really enjoyed Morrison's run on Batman, even though it was out there and all crazy, and ties to Final Crisis and the death of Batman and Bruce Wayne. It was crazy stuff, but it was good. I need to go back and reread it. Next up is Harley Quinn Rebirth Deluxe Edition Volume 2. This collects Harley Quinn 14 to 27 and the Harley 25th Anniversary Special. So yeah, but DC's been doing a nice job getting these nice hard, deluxe size, oversized hardcovers out on a regular basis for these books. And I really enjoy them. I need to actually bust open my Batman Volume 2 for that and reread it, because of what happened in 50. I need to reread the entire 49 issues that happened prior, because apparently, oh my god, that last panel. But I'm not gonna go back. I'm not gonna go back. And finally on my pull list is the Star Wars Volume 3 hardcover. This collects issues 26 to 30 and 33 to 37, and the annuals 2 and 3 of Star Wars. Star Wars actually also has an issue 50 out this week as well. So there's a bunch of issue 50s. But I buy the Star Wars books now in hardcover. I've really enjoyed what I've read so far. I know I'm about 10 issues behind on Star Wars, and I need to get caught up. But the hardcovers is just, I'm picking those up, and that's how I'm going to be reading Star Wars. So I've read all of the stuff in here. I just need to get to the next volume, and I'll most likely get... Well, I don't even know if the next volume will catch me up. I think I have to have 2 volumes before I get caught up. But, yeah, so I like the hardcovers. They're nice. It's probably the only thing I think Marvel does decently, is their hardcover, oversized hardcovers for certain collections. But the release schedule on those is a little whack. So, yeah. Well, I got to finish this up. I got to get it posted for you guys. 4th of July, woohoo, celebration, all that stuff. Happy Independence Day. You can follow, or you can, let's try the outro again. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of Batman 50, the book itself. You can let me know what you thought of the fiasco of the marketing that DC did beforehand, if you want. But please be civil. Yeah, please be civil. Come on, people. Be nice. All right. Yeah, but let me know what else you picked up this week, what you're super excited for. If there's anything I can let you know about, like the omnibus, the Grant Morrison omnibus, let me know. Yeah, You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. You can also listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We just finished recording episode 359 last night, where we basically spoil and talk the whole time about Batman issue 50. So that's why I didn't really get into it here on the video, because that would make the video even longer. But there'll be a link in the description below for that. Check that out. If you want to help me and my fellow conspirators out, you can do that through Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees, getting food sometimes, and getting product. So thank you very much, guys, for all your help. It does go a long way, because when I don't have to buy my own, when I don't have to spend so much money on getting the products, I can actually buy food. So thank you, appreciate that. You can also help support me directly by buying stuff through any link that I link here or on my website, conspiratorbrock.com. Through Amazon, you help me out there. But you can also help me out through my eBay store, where I constantly am trying to get as much stuff. I'm purging all the time, so there's always stuff up there. There'll be a link in the description below for that. I noticed when I did when I put the eBay link to my seller page kind of in there, and you click on it, it would show you like 8 items, and then if you refresh it, it would show you 12, and if you refresh it, it'll show you 9. So it's weird how that page works. So if you don't necessarily see something, click the refresh button and see if it pops with more items. Normally I have about 10 plus items up, 10 to 20 items up at a time. If eBay does here's some free listings, I'll have more. But you help me out directly if you pick up anything that I don't want anymore. So yeah, thank you guys for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, have a safe 4th of July. Don't get too crazy. My family me and the kids are gonna go hang out with my brother and his family at a park close to here where they set off fireworks. So that's what we are doing later this evening. I'm actually going to make an appearance at Comics Conspiracy this evening for a few hours because we're having a sale. If you live in the area, come on down for a little bit for the sale. Pick up your copy of Batman 50 from us. If you don't live near us, you can I think we're actually going to try and start doing online sales. But I'm not sure how that's going. But you can still help the Comics Conspiracy store out by going to comicsconspiracy.biz. Our online store is amazing now. Most everything that's in the store, except for like back issues and a handful and like used trades, everything's online, and you can basically order from there, and we ship it out to you. I will most likely be the one shipping it out to you. They'll print a pick list. It'll get pulled. I'll pack it up and ship it out to you. If you're curious about my ability to package things for shipping, go on my Twitter feed. There's tons of comments about it. So, yeah. Again, have a happy 4th of July. And do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi. I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
I'll be
Huh?
I'll be here.
You want to be there?
I'll be here with you.
Okay. Well, do you want to tell the viewers what you're wearing today?
I'm gonna wear a Supergirl shirt.
A Supergirl outfit?
Yeah.
Oh.
With
4th of July wings?
4th of July wings and a little hairband.
Oh, okay. Are you done?
And my hair is wavy.
And your hair is wavy, yes.
Bye,
okay.
guys.
Okay. Go.
Happy 4th of July.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Are we done?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you next week.